Imagine waking up tomorrow morning, feeling slightly out of place inside your own body. You sit at the edge of your bed, and before you even stand up, there is a pressure under your ribs that you cannot quite explain. Not pain, just heaviness, a quiet stiffness that makes your midsection feel swollen or tight. You walk toward the bathroom with slow steps, feeling older than you felt a few years ago. You turn on the light, look in the mirror, and notice something subtle. Your face looks a bit puffy. Your eyes seem a little more tired than usual. Your belly looks firmer than it used to be, almost like someone inflated something beneath your skin. You breathe in deeply and think, maybe I didn't sleep well, or maybe it's just age catching up with me. But that feeling, that heaviness in your torso, that pressure under your ribs, that stubborn belly that refuses to shrink no matter how little you eat or how much you walk. None of that is normal aging. You might not realize it, but your liver is trying to get your attention. Your liver is quietly warning you that something inside you, most people don't know this, but 1 in 3 adults over the age of 50 already has fat accumulating inside their liver cells. They don't feel pain. They don't feel sick. They just feel tired, sluggish, foggy, inflamed. They feel their waist thickening over the years, even if their diet hasn't changed much. They feel their energy drop, even though they aren't doing anything differently. They start waking up tired. They start losing motivation. They assume they are getting older, but the truth is far more specific. Their liver is overloaded with fat. And when the liver struggles, everything else begins to fall apart. I spent decades treating patients with metabolic disease. And I can tell you that the liver is the first organ to show distress. Long before your blood sugar rises, long before your belly becomes firm, long before you feel exhausted after meals, the liver is the quiet battlefield where metabolic health is won. And when the liver becomes overwhelmed, your entire body pays the price. Your metabolism slows, your insulin rises, your energy collapses, your cravings intensify, and your belly stores more and more visceral fat. Most people blame aging, but aging is not the cause. The cause is biochemical, predictable, and shockingly common. The real enemy is something your liver never evolved to handle in large amounts, something hiding in almost every processed food you buy, something that damages the liver the same way alcohol does, except without the buzz. And that enemy is fructose, especially free fructose that appears in table sugar, high fructose, corn syrup, fruit juice, smoothies, sweetened yogurt, sauces, cereals, raw, commercial teas, condiments, and low-fat products disguised as healthy. When you eat glucose, every cell in your body can use it as fuel, but fructose is different. Only your liver can metabolize it. Every gram of fructose you consume goes straight to your liver like a delivery truck with no brakes. And once it arrives, the liver has two choices. It can burn it, which is very difficult, or it can convert it into fat. And the liver usually converts it into fat. That fat accumulates inside liver cells, creating metabolic chaos. It spills into your bloodstream. It wraps around your organs. It stiffens your belly. It raises your cholesterol. It forces your pancreas to produce more insulin. And when insulin rises, your ability to burn fat shuts off entirely. This is why so many people over 50 feel like their body has betrayed them. They cut calories, but don't lose weight. They walk every day, but their belly remains hard. They avoid desserts, but still feel exhausted after meals. They sleep 8 hours, but wake up tired. They think they have no discipline or that something is wrong with their willpower. But none of that is true. Their liver is clogged with fat created by years of hidden sugars nobody ever warned them about, not even their doctor. So the real question becomes, what can you do about it? How can you give your liver a break? It can start repairing itself. How can you reduce fructose stress and allow your metabolism to breathe? How can you stop cravings, reduce inflammation, lower insulin, and shrink visceral fat without extreme diets or starvation? There is a simple tool that helps your liver do exactly that. Not a miracle, not a detox gimmick, not an expensive supplement, a drink made from two accessible ingredients that support liver repair, reduce inflammation, block fructose absorption, and stabilize insulin naturally. 1 cup in the morning, 1 cup later in the afternoon, prepared correctly and taken at the right moments of the day. It becomes a biochemical signal that tells your liver you can heal now. That drink is green tea with fresh lemon. Most people have no idea how powerful this combination is. Green tea contains catechins like EGCG, molecules that directly reduce the amount of fructose absorbed through the gut. Less fructose entering the bloodstream means less fat being produced in the liver. Second, green tea increases mitochondrial fat oxidation. This means your liver burns more of the fat already stored inside. Third, fresh lemon improves bile flow, affetisats meager. Fourth, both green tea and lemon contain powerful anti-inflammatory compounds that calm the liver, reduce metabolic stress. And sixth, this drink indirectly supports GLP-1, a hormone that increases satiety, helps reduce overall food intake without willpower. But the real power of this drink lies not only in what it contains, but in how and when you drink it. Timing is everything. For liver repair, having 1 cup in the morning before food supports fat oxidation, reduces the insulin surge that usually follows breakfast. Having a 2nd cup in the afternoon, ideally between 2 and 5, prevents the energy crash, cravings, and overeating that so many people experience at that time. When you brew real green tea and squeeze fresh lemon into it, you are creating a biochemical support system for your liver. But you must prepare it correctly. Use real green tea leaves or high quality tea bags. Do not use bottled green tea or powdered mixes because those products often contain sugars, preservatives, and artificial sweeteners that completely destroy the metabolic benefit. Steep the tea for about 3 minutes. If you steep it too long, you impair the delicate compounds that actually create the antioxidant effect. After steeping, squeeze half a fresh lemon, not bottled lemon juice. Fresh lemon has vitamin C and polyphenols that oxidize quickly. If you use bottled lemon, you lose most of the benefits before the drink even touches your lips. Drink the 1st cup in the morning before eating. This moment is extremely important. When you drink it before food, the catechins reduce fructose absorption throughout the day, especially during breakfast, which is often loaded with hidden sugars. Even when it looks healthy, drinking it right before food also starts breaking down liver fat and reduces the insulin spike you would normally get from breakfast. As the liver begins to unclog, your energy stabilizes and you feel lighter. Drink the 2nd cup between 2 and 5 in the afternoon. This window is when most people over 50 experience an energy crash, sugar cravings, and hunger that lead them to the pantry. It is also when cortisol rises naturally, which can trigger snacking and worsen belly fat. Drinking the tea in this window reduces afternoon cravings, stabilizes insulin, prevents overeating, and helps your liver process nutrients more efficiently for the rest of the evening. Avoid adding sugar, honey, agave, or even stevia. All sweeteners, even natural ones, either raise insulin directly or stimulate dopamine in a way that leads to, if the drink is too bitter, simply add a little more lemon. Your taste buds will adjust within a few days. Your dopamine system calms down. Combine the drink with a short walk after your largest meal of the day, walking for 10 to 15 minutes significantly increases the ability of your muscle cells to absorb glucose without insulin. This means your pancreas works less, your insulin stays lower, your cravings decrease, and your liver experiences far less metabolic stress. Now, let me tell you the three biggest mistakes I saw in my patients and in studies of metabolic health. The first mistake is using bottled green tea or sweetened tea. Many people believe they are choosing a healthier alternative, but bottled teas often contain significant amounts of sugar or artificial sweeteners. Even the ones labeled as unsweetened can contain preservatives and additives that interfere with insulin signaling. For this drink to work, it must be real tea brewed at home. The second mistake is drinking the tea during meals instead of before or between meals. Drinking it with food dilutes the biochemical impact. You want the catechins and lemon compounds to be absorbed when insulin is low. That is what reduces fructose absorption, improves fat oxidation, and stabilizes energy. Drinking it with food lowers the efficiency of those compounds and reduces the liver healing effect. The third mistake is adding honey or stevia to improve the taste. Honey is mostly fructose. Agave is almost entirely fructose. Stevia is not sugar, but it confuses the dopamine reward system in the same way sugar does, which leads to rebound cravings hours later. Many older adults fall into this trap because they want sweetness without calories. But the problem is not calories. The problem is that anything sweet tells the brain that energy is coming. When that energy never arrives, cravings intensify. These cravings push people to snack more. And that undermines all of the liver repair you are trying to achieve. The solution is simple. Brew the tea, add lemon, drink it twice a day, walk after your largest meal, support your liver. Give it room to breathe again. Now, let us talk about what happens inside your body when you follow this protocol for more than a day. 48 hours after beginning this routine, your liver starts processing nutrients more efficiently. People begin noticing that their belly feels softer. This is because liver fat influences water retention and inflammation. When inflammation decreases, the tissues around your belly relax, your energy begins to stabilize. You may notice fewer cravings at night, and you may feel more alert around day 3. Your insulin levels begin dropping. Lower insulin means you are no longer stuck in constant fat storage mode. Suddenly, your cells begin accessing stored fat, especially in the liver and around your. This is when people often report feeling lighter. At the end of the first week, the changes become more noticeable. Your belly appears less firm. Your waist may feel a bit looser. You wake up without the same stiffness or heaviness you were used to. Your digestion feels calmer. Your blood sugar is more stable. You feel an improvement, not in a dramatic, sudden way, but in a gentle, steady, reassuring way. Your body begins to return to a state that feels more like yourself. These early improvements are not magic. They are simply the result of reducing fructose stress. improving bile flow, reducing inflammation, and helping your liver burn its own fat. Your liver is a resilient organ. It can repair itself if you give it a chance. But you must remove the daily assault created by sugary foods, processed snacks, sauces, dressings, yogurts, cereals, juices, and smoothies. When you stop that assault and provide polyphenols and antioxidants that support liver function, the organ begins doing what it is naturally designed to do. By the time you reach 30 days of consistently supporting your liver, the deeper changes become visible. Your triglycerides begin to fall because your liver is no longer producing new fat. At the same rate, your waist becomes smaller as visceral fat around your organs decreases. Your energy becomes smoother because insulin resistance is fading. Your cravings decline because your reward system is no longer hijacked by daily fructose hits. Your mood improves because inflammation and glycation within the brain decrease, and whether or not you realize it, you begin aging more slowly because your liver is no longer overwhelmed by the constant biochemical assault that modern diets impose. This drink works not because it is a miracle, but because it removes obstacles that were suffocating your metabolism. Years, it allows the biochemical machinery inside your liver to operate without interference. It reduces the friction within your metabolic system. It gives your liver the silence it needs. It can finally repair the damage that accumulated from decades of hidden sugars. Let me tell you something important here. You are not feeling heavy, inflamed, or tired because you are getting older. You are feeling that way because your liver has been quietly shutting down under the weight of modern food. No one explained this to you. No one told you what fructose truly does. No one warned you about low-fat yogurts filled with sugar, granola bars drenched in syrup, fruit juices stripped of fiber, breakfast cereals marketed as heart-healthy, or smoothies packed with more fructose than soda. And because you were never warned, your liver became the silent victim of a food industry that prioritizes profit over biochemistry. Most of my patients blamed themselves. They told me they lacked discipline. They told me they lost the battle with aging. They believed their cravings were a sign of weakness. They believed their belly fat was a personal failure. They believed their fatigue an inevitable consequence of turning 60 or 70. But once I taught them what was actually happening inside their liver, they realized something liberating. They were not broken. They were misinformed. Their body was not giving up on them. It was begging for a chance to function normally again. That is what this drink does. It does not perform magic. It gives your liver, it helps you lower the biochemical noise created by fructose, inflammation, and insulin resistance. It supports your natural metabolic rhythm. It calms the damage. It provides nutrients that enhance for it reduces cravings instead of increasing them. It lowers insulin instead of spiking it. It tells your liver you are safe. You can begin to heal. After treating thousands of people over decades, I can tell you that the greatest barrier to metabolic health is not genetics, age, or willpower. The greatest barrier is confusion. People simply do not know what is happening inside their bodies. Once they understand the truth, once they give their liver the space and support it needs, their health begins to change far faster than they expected. So let me speak directly to you now. If you feel heavy, tired, or stuck inside a body that no longer feels like your own, your liver may be calling for help. You can begin supporting it today with something simple. Brew a cup of green tea. Squeeze half a fresh lemon, drink it before breakfast, brew another cup later in the afternoon. Do this every day for 7 days. Avoid added sugars, juices, and processed foods during that time. Take a short walk after your largest meal. Allow your liver to breathe, to slow down its chaos. Allow your cells to communicate again. Within a few days, you will begin noticing subtle changes. Your belly will feel less tight. Your afternoon energy will be more stable. Your cravings will soften. Your mind will feel clearer. Your mornings will feel lighter. These changes are small signals that your body is waking up. After a week, those small signals will form a pattern. You will begin to feel like yourself again. And if you choose to continue beyond that first week, your liver will continue repairing the damage that accumulated over years. You will continue burning fat more efficiently. Your inflammation will continue decreasing. Your energy will continue stabilizing. Your insulin will continue dropping. You will begin aging at a slower pace because your cells are no longer drowning in. Let me close by telling you something I told every patient I have ever treated. You are not too old to change your health. You are not too late. Your body is not broken beyond repair. Your liver is one of the most resilient organs you possess. It regenerates, it repairs, it responds, it heals. If given the chance, your job is not to force miracles. Your job is simply to remove the things that are hurting it and provide what it needs to function. This drink is not a cure. It is a tool, a simple, accessible tool. Use it with intention. Use it consistently. Use it for 7 days and see how your body responds. And when you notice the shift, share this information with someone you care about. Most adults over 60 have no idea that their liver is quietly struggling. Most do not know that fructose is harming them in ways they cannot feel until it is almost too late. By sharing this knowledge, you give someone else the chance to feel better, to move better, to think more clearly, and to live with more dignity and comfort. You deserve a body that responds to you instead of resisting you. You deserve mornings that feel energizing. You deserve afternoons without cravings. You deserve evenings without inflammation. You deserve a life where your liver is working with you, not against you. Begin with 1 cup, then another. Give your liver a week. Let your body show you what it can still do.